All right, we're live. So if you want to share the link, boys, we are busy. You know what's funny is if any of them wanted to jump in, they could.
Yeah, they haven't jumped in yet. It's just me and you.
Cool. Well, I shared the link with them. Good afternoon. I don't think we have anybody joining as of yet. You know what's funny is, but we will. Good afternoon, guys. For those of you watching live, give us a few minutes to share this link, and we are going to be rocking and rolling. Let's see here. We'll share this. Are you sharing it yourself?
I haven't shared it just yet because it's not working for me because I'm on a mobile phone, so it's kind of odd.
Okay. All right, so I'll just share this to my main page and to several other places, and we'll get started. I don't think we have anybody watching yet. That's not unusual. It's the middle of the day.
Yeah, there should be people watching. It just may taking some time.
Yeah, usually level 1 is usually the first guy to jump on or something.
Of course.
I love you.
All right, let's see here. I think the video is going to be delayed by about 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I hear myself talking on your stream, so it's about, I say actually a little bit longer. It's like 10 seconds for me.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, definitely got to share this to the Supreme Retropie group.
Oops.
Yep. Let me see. Did I forget somebody? Oh, I sure did. Let's see. How many groups do I admin or mod now? I knew it. Level 1 was the first one. I knew it. Yeah, he's always hey, level 1, why don't you get off of that and actually join in here? You know you have the link. You could jump on here as well. So let's see. You know what? Let me see if where are the homies at? Where are the homies? And you know what? I'll even show some love. I'll share it to the is it the game room page? I think Ron Fowler runs this group. What's going on, Ron? Robin Graham, exciting news. What system will we see the biggest impact? That's a very good question because we are going to test this live. In fact, I just burned it to my SSD not even 30 minutes ago. So, but I've done a little bit of playing around with it. So you're going to experience it with the rest of us. I'm not going to let any cats out of the bag, but I'll let you savor the moment. Fire Slayer, thank you guys for joining. Where is keen to learn? Hey, we're learning right now too because this is the first time Vulkan is running on. Oh, there he is. There he is. There's the man himself.
Yo, you like my icon?
Oh, what's going on, level 1?
Is your blood pure?
There you go. Okay, I'm sorry. So we didn't have Supreme on there. They've been in here. I mean, I could hear them, but
sorry.
So we have level 1 and we have the Supreme team in here for this unveiling of Supreme ULtra with the Vulkan drivers. This is what we've been waiting for. This is why, yes, I am using a Pi 4 4GB model. This will work with the Pi 4 8GB model. So if my guests would like to introduce themselves.
I'm one of the developers in the Supreme team. That's just basically it.
All right. We got Level 1 here, Level 1 Online. You guys know who he is.
I am Level 1 online. I am still stuck at my day job. Resting in the back, having a little break, so I figure I'd say what's up. I got the link to download the Supreme ULtra, so I will be getting that as soon as I get home. I plan to go live tonight. And maybe we can chit chat later. Maybe we can do Discord phone call or something. You can fill me in on what's going on.
Of course. There's a lot.
Yeah, I just want to say hello to everybody. Make sure to look me up on YouTube. Level 1 online. I got a backup channel. Level 2 online. I'm gonna drop off. You guys have a great show.
Yeah, you too.
Perfect.
See you later.
Perfect, man. Thanks for joining. So we're gonna have some fun right now. So just so you guys know, as of right now, this is the first time the Vulkan drivers have been updated and launched. Give me a second. I want to check my settings.
Yeah, just so people are more informed, it's not the standalone Vulkan drivers that are going to be coming out, I believe, in December. It is an integration with Mesa. Most people know this already, but because the libraries are present, applications and cores can still pull from those directories. So things that support Vulkan can now run properly. Like, for example, the parallel N64 emulator now loads with Vulkan support and Dolphin and so forth like that. Quite a bit of different applications that use it. So now that it's out integrated into Mesa, we can have basically a taste. So what you're seeing now isn't actually what you're going to see when it actually fully comes out. There's going to be a massive improvement to what you see now. But so what you're seeing now is a huge improvement already. Just ask Keel yourself. It's a massive improvement now. And when it actually fully comes out integrated, it's going to be nuts.
All right, perfect, guys. So here are some of the Supreme ULtra notes. This is a 27GB base. Let's see the difference between Pro to Ultra. Pro obviously had one front end. This has 3 different front ends. It has a track mode, emulation station, and Pegasus. Make sure you guys check out my other videos to get up to speed on that. It also has the Pi Marquee script too, where you can upgrade. Hey, RC, thanks for that donation. We appreciate that. I'll make sure that goes to the right place. The Pi Marquee script too. So the original Pi Marquee script would only allow you to play images. You guys have seen that like on the CRT Blast image where you can only load pictures. Well, now you have videos. And I've been playing around with that. I think the longest video I played, I made an 8-minute video clip with no sounds. And I think I went about 30 minutes with that. So just to kind of get you guys, up to speed as far as what you guys can do with the Marquee script. So now you can play videos and you can have your, play your games and have your video Marquee script running at the same time. A Retropie tweak found in settings, letting user go back to a more simple look. Front end selector found in settings, letting user pick their boot up front end. So you guys can boot directly to a track mode or emulation or Pixel desktop if you guys want to. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about PiKiss? You know a little bit more about that than I do.
Okay, so PiKiss has been around for a while now. So big shot. The Supreme team again is not taking any credit for PiKiss at all. It is installed. So there's actually 2 applications installed. There's PiKiss and PiApps. So this is basically added due to user kind of requests. Like we had a lot of people asking, hey, is PiKiss going to be installed? Is this going to be installed? So we're like, you know what? Let's just install it, right? So PiKiss is basically an application and emulator installer for the desktop of the Retropie or on, Pixel itself. And it's an easy to use installer. So before people would have to type in all these commands in and do everything manually, right? So PiKiss and PiApps basically do everything for you. It's basically like the Supreme Online Toolkit. Like the Supreme Online Toolkit has been out way longer than PiApps and PiKiss. It's been out, quite a bit of time now, and it does all that for you. But this is basically all kind of offline in a way. There is some applications.
There it goes. Here it goes.
So basically, you can run applications offline and online. It's it's kind of confusing to explain. You have to test it yourself, but basically, it's just an installer. They're both basically installers.
Right. So you guys are currently looking at 007 right now, and I know the live stream is being broadcast at 720p, but yeah, my first reaction was, oh my god, I'm blown away. Goldeneye looks like it's at 4K 1080p right now. Everything's been
Yeah, just to
upscaled.
let you know, Keel, your output on your stream is 720p as well. It's like really stretched.
Yeah, that's because I'm using StreamYard, so it downgrades it to that, and then so. But I will be doing a follow-up video, which will be broadcast in 1080p, 60 frames per second, so you guys can get the full resolution. But yeah, this is, if you guys could tell, that Nintendo sign was not pixelated at all, and you will be able to see the higher quality and detail when I get ready to start this game. So, but I'm absolutely blown away. That's why I jumped on here immediately, so you guys can share the experiences.
And this, what you're seeing right now, is not just because of the Vulkan drivers. There's actually a few tweaks that were actually added as well for the N64 emulator. Because before it would pull from multiple locations for shaders and stuff. Now that's been disabled.
Right. All right. So a few notes before we get any further, and I haven't even finished reading all of the notes on Supreme Ultra because I didn't want to bore you guys. You guys wanted to jump in here and see some gameplay. I am using the parallel emulator right now. Core, and I do know that there's two other emulators right now that will work to get the Vulkan experience. That is the GLES2 Rice. I believe that's what I told you it was.
Yeah.
Some of the N64 games will not work with parallel, so unfortunately, it'll just crash.
Yeah, and I believe that's something to do with the ratio issue. We haven't really dug into it. Like, this is what you're seeing right now is completely new, right? Because no one has actually tried it and working. The Supreme team does have N64 working on Vulkan drivers on the Pi 3 using Supreme Unified, using the online toolkit. But there's a night and day difference between the Pi 4 and the Pi 3.
Yep. Now, if you guys can't notice, look at the textures on the ground. I mean, I can see it on my TV, but...
Keel, you're lying. This is on the PC. You're lying. This is on your $2,000 PC, man. Don't lie to us.
Yeah, right.
It looks like Level1online here wants to try Zelda 64. I actually haven't tried any of those yet, or the texture packs myself, because it's so new. We haven't even configured any of the configurations for this yet. It's all...
So guys, this is all brand new. This isn't like, hey, have you tested this? No, I literally just made the burn the image, and I tweaked selected a few of the cores. So I know some of you are wondering, when is this going to come out? I mean, honestly, it could come out tonight. I'm not saying it is. It's coming out in December, but there's still some things we want to test.
Yeah.
So level one, Wolfanoz, maybe a few other guys will help test what are some of the best emulators. Because again, as I said, not all the N64 games will run on parallel.
Yeah, and like what Keel's showing right now, this is like nothing compared to what Ultra has to offer, man. There's so much stuff in Supreme Ultra. It makes Pro look like a I don't know, man. It just blows Pro out of the water. Ultra has so much to offer compared to Pro. Like, just the gameplay is unreal, man. Like, Sega Saturn now plays most games full speed. Like, the 2D games are pretty much flawless. 3D games have a little bit of a hiccup still, even with the driver update.
Right.
Arcade games run a lot better. Final Instinct, I don't think we've tried that just yet. Keel, have you?
No, this is really the only one that I really tried.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't tried Killer Instinct yet. I haven't tried Sega Saturn. I will try those now. But let's go ahead and try a Sega Saturn game just to see what happens. But you guys probably really can't tell because the stream is 720p, but there's a lot of detail on this.
By the way, a lot of people don't know how Conker's Bad Fur Day is one of my favorite games. I love playing it.
All right, well, let's take a look at Conker. I heard that one was another
There
problem,
is,
right?
I do notice that some games have a graphical issue, and I think it's because of the, like I said, the ratio and then the way things are set. So you have to, play around with the settings and tweak visuals.
Right.
Like you'll probably notice Conquer Bad Furdy in here will have like stripes on his head.
Okay.
It's very odd,
So,
but that's the only
right.
time you see it is that boot, and then it goes away.
All right, so let's see if Conker starts with parallel, and which it is. So, which means we should be getting the best possible experience on the Pi 4 for Conker right now. Yeah, level 1. Unfortunately, you can't. It is running smooth, but you can't see all the detail, man. That's in the game. And
It's
I've
very
never played
odd
this.
on the live stream. I see like,
Oops, I have the green screen thing turned on. Hold on, let me see if I can turn that off.
yeah, it's all weird.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I have that green screen setting turned on. Let me see if I can fix that.
You see how Conker there has black lines on him? It's the only time you'll see it, and then it disappears.
Well, remember, I think I have the green screen thing turned on. I don't even know how I activated it, but I'll mess around with that a little bit later. Yeah, see, you can see it.
I don't know, man. Looks like the green screen's still on.
I think it's on now.
Look how flawless it is, man. There's no audio lag. Move across the room. Like, look at that, man. It's just crazy.
All right, so I've never played Conker on the N64, so I don't know if. I mean, it looks like it's running fine here.
Go into the bar area there. There should be like some short games. Or never mind, you already jumped in.
Okay.
It's called multi, but too late. You already backed into because this intro is long, man.
How do I get out of this intro? Just hit the start button.
Yeah, you can exit or quit.
So is this performing better now than?
Yeah, a lot better. Usually this part lags.
Okay.
And it's not doing it at all. It's not even lagging at all.
Okay.
Yeah, see, the intro is a pain to get through.
But is it running better?
Yeah. Some reason your green screen is still on, eh?
Yeah, it's still on. I'll turn that mess off. Let me see here.
Conker looks all screwed up.
Yeah, I'll fix that mess. Let me see. Cam. This is like the second time I've used this program. I think I probably should have turned it off before I jumped on. I mean, I could just back out. And keep in mind, guys, the bezels are on too. So that's something else to be excited about. Because this is performing, I guess, as it should be with the bezels on here.
Yeah, back out, man. The green screen is making it very hard to notice the difference right now. It's like...
All right, before I go any further, there's something else I want to show you guys too. Let's see here. There's some additional themes that have been made for the build, which is Supreme Space. This is one that the Supreme team has worked on. So this is something new that you guys will experience and get.
And just so people are aware, this is using Hursty's wheel art. So we're not taking credit for that as well, because a lot of people say we take his media and not give him credit. He is in the credit system for this theme. He's also in the theme XML file as credited for his wheel art that we used. We were going to use our own standalone, theme names, but it looks a lot nicer and cleaner with his wheel art, if you know what I mean. It's a lot.
Yeah, nostalgia. I had the green screen thing on, whatever. I forgot to turn it off, but I'll fix it later in the next stream. Right now, we're just kind of showcasing, the performance of the Vulkan drivers and stuff, giving you guys a first look. Yo, level 1, you went back in or what? Oh, he's just watching. Okay. So this is No Mercy. So this is what probably one of the tougher games to run. And the first thing that I did notice about this was that there is obviously the quality is a little bit better.
Oh geez, man, it's so hard to watch with this green screen going on, dude.
Yeah, I'll fix it later tonight.
You can't know, like, no, I'm just saying it's hard to watch because you have two things going on. You can't see the game that well. It's like when you're like going through the titles and like the screen, you see a couch in the background.
Yeah, I think that's like the default living room setting, whatever.
Oh, he's like, let me in.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, in chat.
Let me see.
What's up?
I'm trying to fix this green screen issue real quick. I don't know if I have to stop the stream to fix it. I'll do it later because I'll stream from my other program and not.
Yeah, there's a couch in the middle of every game you're playing.
So I do have some questions for you guys.
Yeah, sure.
Out of curiosity, you guys piqued my curiosity. Okay, so you said that you are running this at 4K right now on your end.
No, this is just running at a standard 1080p setting.
1080p. Okay. What will happen in a scenario if you bump that down to like, I don't know, like 480p?
Oh shit.
Oh well then yeah. I mean it's going to be much more flawlessly.
Okay. So the other thing I'm going to run by you guys is because people have been asking me about doing a CRT with the Pi 4, a CRT build for the Pi 4. So let's say we bump it down to something like 240p.
Oh my
you know,
god.
how's the performance going to be on it then? You know what I mean?
See, right now at 1080p, it runs pretty much any game N64 flawless. There's no issues at all. There's no sound issues. There's no video issues. But once you go down to 720p, it gets better. You go 40p, it gets better. You go to 240, it's even better. It's like flawless. It's ridiculous. 4K, there's a lot of issues I've noticed. The sound tearing starts coming, right?
Yeah.
And the video starts stuttering as well. But if you're on 4K and you turn the bezel project off, you get that 1080p performance, but with that graphical glitching look. You know what I mean? Like that Play-Doh, like smooth.
The other thing, you're running this on, as you said, it's parallel or LR parallel?
This is I think it's just standard parallel. So that little presentation of No Mercy, before I even went live, it was running a little bit better without that stuttering. Obviously we're still going to look into that, but it's running like in high definition quality with no issues. I don't know what caused it right there, but we're still playing around with some of the emulators, and right now two of the emulators.
I was odd. I'd never had that stuttering issue either. I don't know if it's because of the green screen going on you have in the background, or it's because you're streaming it from your Pi. Like there must be an issue with that, because I don't have that at all. Zero. And like you said, you just played it. There was no stuttering.
Yeah, that's why I decided to go ahead and jump on here.
In parallel, how do you adjust the settings? Like, is there like an INI file that you tweak, or is there a settings page that you can go to, or an options menu? Like, how does that work? Because I don't know anything about N64 emulators, man.
Basically, when you load up the game, like, you push AA on your controller and it loads up the command prompt, whatever, you can go in there and change your ratios and all that to make it look better. Because right now everything is just stock. We didn't play with anything because it's so new, right? Vulkan integration for Mesa just came out, and it's so new. This is the first time everybody's seeing this live.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is a game that I've showcased already, which is the Batman Forever. Stock settings are run fine. This is the first time we're running it with Vulkan. Also, how many emulators does Sega Saturn have or use?
I think 3. I think there's 3.
There's 3. Okay, so
and I know for Dreamcast it's also 3. It's like there's Dreamcast emulator, right? Just Dreamcast. There's Redream. There's Rycast and Flycast, right? Basically, that's all of them. There's 2 cores, Flycast and Recast.
Right, and so the other test that we have to do is see which emulators are actually taking advantage of Vulkan.
Yeah, so see, Keel, I'm watching the stream right now on the StreamYard app on my phone. the quality
Right.
on this is a lot different than what we're seeing on the YouTube stream.
Really? So which
Yeah.
one's better?
The one on the StreamYard is not doing that weird glitching stuff.
Weird. Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll stream it from my other program later.
Yeah,
And that
because
way
you
you guys will
can't
get-
really see the quality on stream because that green screen effect is really ruining it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll fix that a little bit later tonight, but I think for the most part, we just wanted to get on and talk about it.
Do you see this Level 1 Online, the couch in the background? where it says-
Oh, look who's here.
Couch in the background. Oh, what's up, man?
Oh,
What's going on?
Finally get a chance to chit chat in real time with Wolfanoz, man.
Yep. What's up, gang?
what's going on, man?
We're
Is this
checking
the
out.
new? Is this the new base or the
Yes.
beta base? I should say.
Yeah,
This is the one, the public release that everybody's gonna get.
Okay.
yeah. There's oh my god, just watching him playing the few past games, it's freaking unbelievable.
So, have you tried let's say like a Burning Rangers or anything heavy 3D? Because when I tried
Yeah.
it was kind of slow. So,
Mhm.
You want me to try it now? Which one?
yeah, Burning Rangers or something 3D like Virtua Fighter or anything like that.
Burning Ranger, is that on the Sega Saturn?
Yep.
I don't think Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Let's see. We'll see.
N64 though, holy moly.
We'll see. Well, and the thing I like about it is it's in the high scale HD resolution with
Yeah.
that quality. So I'll go ahead
What's
and make
up?
this full screen.
What's up, 8-Bit Glitch 79? How you doing, man? So I'm interested in checking out Guardian. I think it's called Guardian Heroes, and then another game called Cotton. I think those are 2D side scrollers.
All right, Cotton's a good one.
And I think there was a recent announcement a Cotton 2 is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
And yeah, a lot of people are excited over that. So Keo, any thoughts on the Polymega?
None at all right now, man.
Too busy with the Pi 4.
Busy with the Pi 4. Got a lot of testing. I mean, do some Cruising USA N64 games pain to run. So the Cruising USA runs.
Yeah.
I did try it with the other emulator, but there were certain things.
Some reason
but
we
it
can't
was-
figure out why some N64 games won't run with parallel. There must be some type of ratio issue.
Right. So I did. So it does run at full speed. I did try it, but it was missing a lot of the backgrounds and stuff. And that's all the emulator stuff that has nothing to do with.
Maybe a
You
bad
know,
ROM.
No, it's not a bad ROM because it works if you use a different ROM. I mean, if you use a different emulator.
So how's the game performance right now for you? What's it?
Wolf, can you?
It was
I've never
very
played this game.
it was very chunky. I mean, if you play it on a PC with a Saturn emulator, it's smooth. But when I tried playing it on here, it was really chunky. That's why I'm asking. Anything 3D wise, like with polygons, has a problem still, and I think that's still kind of the hardware maybe. But I mean, the 2D platformers and everything else still play.
And
So-
he's
So
not
what
even
I'll- yeah.
overclocked. He's not even
So
overclocked yet.
I'm not overclocked or anything. So what I'll do is I'll also try Virtua Cop because I am familiar with the performance on that one.
I want to see
But-
games. I want to see the hard games work. That's what my goal is right now. I want to see the top games play.
Okay, well, you want me to load up Super Mario?
That game's so hard to emulate, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, it looks a little chunky. Yep,
It's still
that's
choppy.
that's exactly what I was doing on mine.
I see.
How many emulators? Okay, but I think there's only one emulator for the Sega Saturn that really runs games.
That works. It's Yabasa and Shiro, I think. Yeah, that's the only one that works right now.
If you change your ratio, Keo, a little bit down to 720p and overclock it to 2 gigahertz, that choppiness does go away a little bit. It's almost like smooth, but it still has that, noticeable eye kind of lag.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right, so
'cause if
it's
you
a little
play-
choppy as far as the audio.
If you
and
play
stuff.
this on the PC, it's smooth. I mean, obviously it's PC, so and it's the same emulator. So
I think it's hardware limitation right now. That's what it's
yeah, it is. That's totally what it is.
let me
Keo,
pull up
what
Virtua.
controller are you using?
I'm using the Xbox 360 controller.
And did you have to do any additional configuring with that Saturn to get it running?
I'm running it. No, right now this is all stock. I just burned Ultra, and we went
See,
live about 30 minutes later. So
with Supreme
this-
Ultra,
wow.
I just everything was pretty much pre-done already. Like they thought of everything, man. Like
Okay.
everything's preset. Like when you download most emulators, like I'm not trying to give any bad names, but if you download the Rick Dangerous image, oh my god, everything you have to set up everything.
Yeah, that was my main concern. Setting up the Saturn controllers, because people have asked me about that. It's like I don't play Saturn, so
Right.
Yeah,
But
you don't
that's
play
good.
guitar either.
But hey, I beat Castlevania last night. The Adventure Rebirth on my backup channel. That game was hard, man. I'm gonna make a highlights video and probably show that on my main. But
All right.
the other thing I wanted to chime back in is, I'm interested in the high resolution texture packs. I know there's one for the Zelda games, so
Mhm.
I'd like to do
You know
that
what
on
I'm actually
stream.
very interested in seeing? I'm actually very interested in seeing your live stream tonight, because you're gonna make a what's it call it, like a CRT build, right?
Well, yeah, and then that's the other thing. I'm interested in seeing the CRT capabilities, but what I've been hearing is that when you enable CRT mode, it like underclocks the CPU. It does some kind of adjustment, and games actually run a little bit slower. So that's something I still need to tinker with. I'm gonna experiment with maybe something like
Oh,
Third
this is
Strike.
running better. This is
Yeah.
Die Hard the arcade. This is
It does run
running
a
much
lot better now. Yes.
So, guys, keep in mind, the previous game that we ran. I don't know if this emulator is taking advantage of Vulkan, because remember with N64,
You know what?
I had
I
to use
don't
the
think-
parallel emulator.
I
I don't think it does.
The reason why I find some games are running better for is because all the emulators are basically using Mesa, right? And because Mesa has the Vulkan drivers, basically libraries in there, it's kind of using that library. It's not fully using Vulkan, but it's using its libraries, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm going to
Like
be
it's-
interested to see how much better. I mean, they're not going to play fantastically better, but once Mesa's updated, you might see a bit of an improvement. I mean, it's using the fake driver right now. So,
Right.
or the Pi 2 driver, I should say, is what it's using.
I'm really excited, man, for December, man, when it actually comes standalone. Like I've had a taste, I've had a look at it already, and it's just like
Yeah.
makes this look pretty bad. And for people that are new here right now, Supreme Ultra, when it does come out and the Vulkan drivers do come out afterwards, the libraries are all preset, so there is no sitting there waiting 2 hours for a game to install, or not a game to install, the drivers to install. It's all preset.
Nice. What's the gigabyte on this base?
27 gigs.
27.
27. That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
That's loaded, man. It's got
Does
pretty
it
much everything.
have any, what is it called, snaps?
Well, keep in mind this is fully loaded with a lot of media, because you have
Okay, so it does have
the
media.
track mode.
Okay.
It has a track mode on here, and that has videos, and then of course you have all the PNG files. So you also have the Pi Marquee a package. So you guys
Yeah.
are getting all those photos and for your
Yeah,
marquees.
so
and
if
all
you
that as well.
remove the media, which you can if you want to, it's
I
super
probably
easy.
won't.
Nah.
Yeah.
If you want to, the base is about 15 gigabytes. If you remove the media, there's quite a bit of media on here, and it's to make the build look nice, right? The themes, right? If you remove the themes, that's like what, 500 megabytes right there in space.
Mhm.
If you remove the video loading screen, that's what, another 800 megabytes,
And-
700 megabytes.
The ROM pack that you recommend dropping, what's the name of that?
Anything on
Is it like
arcade
no
con-
intro for any? Oh, okay. I don't know if it was something specific.
See,
or
the Supreme team stays away from ROMs.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I
Yeah,
think
we don't want to get
improvement.
we don't want to get involved in that kind of stuff. But I just recommend people checking our arcade punks out.
Okay, is there any groups out there by the name of Pie Piggies working on something?
Okay, this is still
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Oh,
It's a yes or no question.
honestly, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, can't confirm or deny. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I
So I
guess
see Virtual Cop is still running about the
I
same.
mean,
There may
quite
be some
honestly, if I-
additional tweaks you can add.
What I got coming, I've already weeded through a lot of these games with games that just don't run good at all. And that's going to be because of the hardware, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where if I can weed it out, and because you're going to have people that bitch anyway, But
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, true. But you know what? I actually haven't messaged Pi Piggies in a while to get what their take is on this, because they're obviously going to download the space and throw a bunch of stuff on it. What I'm worried about though is someone taking this base, making all these goddamn changes to it, and then releasing it again, because it's happened to all you guys, right?
Yeah.
Someone takes your image and then just
yep.
like your 32-bit image turned into 64.
Other than Jason that took my 32, made it a 5.4, but that's okay. I gave him the thumbs up on it.
Yeah, I got the permission. There is a system that I played on the Odroid, but I never got a chance to experiment with it on the Pi 4 PCFX. What's the status on PCFX for the Pi 4?
I think it's actually pre-installed, because I
Thank
do
you
know
guys in
all
the chat.
Pro
sorry, go ahead.
support, but Supreme Pro supported 100 systems. I think it was like 98 systems. I
Mhm.
believe Ultra supports like 200 and something systems now.
Yeah.
Like,
And as far as Dreamcast, you got is a Redream set as a default?
yeah.
Yeah.
Does the
Yeah,
BIOS, does the Dreamcast BIOS, is that going to come prepackaged in the
Yep.
base?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
already
Hell
was
yeah,
on there.
I'm gonna throw in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm gonna run through that game definitely, and Soul Calibur and DOA 2. Those are like my 3 favorite games right there for that system.
That's part of the size of the image is the BIOS pack.
Yeah, nice.
Dude, that's
Quick question,
odd.
Wolfanoz, Virtual Fighter, was it this one that has problems on Sega?
I think it might. Which one is it? The first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all had like a chunky issue, like kind of like Burning Rangers did. So
Yeah, like I said, I'm very interested in seeing Level1online's showcase tonight when he downscales the video output to like 480p 240, because I guarantee you all these games won't have any glitches.
yeah,
at all.
see, it's a little slow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
remember my TV and everything right now, my output is 1080p. So if
That's
you
about-
downscale this to 720p, you will get some better video frame rates and stuff.
That's exactly what I was getting though. Same.
This is the same exact thing. Okay.
Wouldn't
Yep.
we might be able to downscale to 720p and then force it 1080p. That might look better.
You could try it, but I tried everything and it just seemed like it was chunky all around.
Yeah, see, we need to, I don't know if people know this as well, is the 2D texture pack is out already. Like it's out. But there's a 3D texture pack coming out too, which will fix all this.
Okay.
But there's no set date, and I believe last time I checked there was like 8 games done on the list.
Okay, 8 games.
Probably all the smaller game sizes, right? Like all the tiny, 200 megabyte games probably done. But
I'm really not trying to be negative, but it's come a long way. I mean, it didn't run at all before, like barely. Saturn. I mean, with the hardware improvement,
of course.
With the hardware improvement, you're going to see continual changes. I mean, it's just like getting up to PC level. So, I mean,
yeah, you're playing this on a $35 computer, right?
Well, the other thing is too, you want to make sure that you pick the right emulator, because I could run Goldeneye just like I did earlier on the N64 emulator, and you don't see any Vulkan improvements. But you go to Parallel, same game, same Pi, and you're getting HD quality at full speed. So
right,
there's going to be some tweaking to find out which emulators are actually. It's not even the device; it's actually the emulator, and that's what I've said in a number of videos.
Oh yeah,
to get that performance.
It actually has to do with the emulator, and it's not just the emulator, it's actually the video driver and the emulator. You can't just blame the emulator, right? Because the Parallel emulator is pretty similar to all the other emulators, right? They both kind of run the same way. And if you have a crap video driver installed like OpenGL, you know what I mean?
Did you say you got Cruising USA running, Keo?
It does. I'll play around with it, but the other emulator that makes it run better is missing some textures from the background. So I'll show it to you.
You need to add those, right? Because the way you have it set, go into that game, you'll notice, right? You're missing the texture pack for that game.
Well, it doesn't miss the texture pack if I use the Mugen 64 emulator though. I'll play around with it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Check that
theme. Is that a custom just to this specific build or image?
Yeah.
Nice. Who designed it?
I did.
Nice.
I I wanted something different. I did give a lot of people get upset, right? When not just most people, but Hursty gets upset when there's no credit given to his his media there. So just so people are aware, this is using Hursty's wheel art, and
Right.
he is in the credit system like always. He's always been in there. Just so people are aware, right? Because I don't want people going, "Oh, that looks like Hursty's team, but it says Supreme all over it." Well, it is a Supreme theme. We weren't going to use his wheel art, but it looked a lot better with his wheel art, just because when you put like the full text on screen, like, you know, Super Nintendo, you know, the actual PNG files, it doesn't look that great, right? With the way it's sized, it just looks a lot cleaner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so here's Cruising USA. Obviously they're stuttering, and for whatever it is, this is the 2L with GL Rice emulator that I'm using, because this game will not run with parallel. And so a lot of all the textures are here. You can see them at the far right. The far left of the screen. It's like it's moved everything over to the left. So, but it does play, and there's a ghosting effect right now. So that'll be looked into. But
you know
as far
what?
as the
This
speed of
looks like
performance, it is.
I'm sorry, Keel. This looks like a resolution issue, man, in the game.
You think so?
Yeah, it has to be 100%.
Because it's definitely upscale, but I'm not sure if it's taking advantage of Vulkan, because this game will fail if I use the parallel emulator.
Yeah, but change it. Can you downscale it to like 480 or something like that just to see?
I'll do all that a little bit later. I don't want to really do it all right now.
Yeah, because there's something going on.
Well, but like I said, this is the emulator. I mean, if I had started this up with a different emulator, I mean, it runs fine, you know. But I mean, it's still choppy and everything.
Yeah,
but you are getting HD upscaled graphics here.
Yeah, see, I see the clouds. I see the cloud background right there on the left.
Right.
So let me understand this. Just, explain it to me in dummy terms. Something like Mufin, right? Is that not taking advantage of the Vulkan driver?
No,
it's not. And so that's why, like, because we had just talked about setting the parallel emulator as the default N64 emulator, but not every
game off, man. You're tripping me out, man. It's just tripping me out big time. It's like you're on some drugs or something, man. Woo!
Well, I'll go back to Goldeneye just for a second, since you guys are really familiar with that one.
Can you check out? I was just gonna ask if you have either Ocarina of Time or what's the other one?
If I change it, I'll check it.
Because from what I remember, when I tested that out on a Pi 3, it was one of those feelings. It was like, man, if the Pi 3 only had a little bit more juice, you know what I'm saying? It would run this game perfect, because it did run it good at some parts, but it had some dips, and like the cutscenes, for example, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of tweaking. See, the N64 runs, like, you can get everything to run flawless. Like, it's just, this is the first time it's ever been showcased. I haven't gone through the settings. I haven't tweaked the INI files. I haven't done anything. I haven't applied any texture packs, nothing.
Nope. Nothing's been done. This is just a straight dump of files.
Yeah, so if you go into it and tweak everything, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Wolfanoz is going to have a heyday with this.
Yeah, play some. Do you have Zelda on there to try Zelda out to see what that performance is like?
Yeah, I could try it.
Which one did you want? Level1online. You wanted
Ocarina was the first one,
now,
and
look
then
at that
Majora's
detail.
Mask was second, right? Yeah, so Ocarina.
You see the quality right now
man.
on 007? Look how smooth this is, man. This is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I like it.
You guys can't see the texture I'm looking at here. Man,
like it plays like it's supposed to.
Just whatever you do, don't load up Smash Brothers.
Oh,
that's my favorite game.
That was your favorite. Die already, dude. Good.
Keo, after this, let's play some Minecraft. Oh. No disrespect to people that play Minecraft, man. I just can't get into those block games.
So I have the retro bit. It's called the retro bit. I forget the name of it, but it's an N64 controller. I did a review on it, and even with that controller, with the brand new analog stick, I still struggled with this game. It's just the sensitivity or something was off, man.
All right, so
It could have been a video delay.
The
Like a delayed
I remember
game.
it's called the Tribute 64. Yeah.
So this is what I really want people to focus on. So when I first did the Pi unveiling and then even jumped to the SSD, this is
Mhm.
where I noticed the SSD really improved the quality of gameplay. Was walking through this tunnel and not getting the delay. Like right here, you see that open world? Normally it lags right there. If you guys play on any of the previous Pi versions or even use an SD card, that's where it
No.
lags.
What size SSD are you using?
The size is a 1 terabyte.
A 1
But it's
terabyte.
I'm using the Samsung T7, which is 1,000 gigabyte read
And
and
is
write
it
speed.
external powered or a USB powered?
No, it's
Just
all USB
USB.
powered.
Yeah,
USB
I have a
Wow.
cheap. I have a cheap Kingston SSD I got from like Walmart for like $30, and it works fine.
And you just burned an image to your SSD card with what, Win32?
Yep, and that's it.
Yeah,
And
it's the
that's
same
it?
thing.
No extra setup,
Nope.
nothing.
No, nothing. Just
Okay.
you do have to have your Pi 4 updated. Most Pi 4s coming out you buy in the store already updated. So
Mhm.
Pi 4s that are older, you need to update your EEPROM. When you download
Yeah.
the Supreme build, it does come included with the EEPROM updater. So you
Yeah,
burn it to
that's
like a
yeah,
burn
for
it to
anybody
like
out
2
there who
gigabyte.
doesn't know, yeah, just a simple Google search will show you how to do it. Like I was able to do it pretty easily.
Yeah, and
So
there's
that's
also,
good to
like I
know.
said, there's a build that's about 2 gigabytes. You just install it and then run it, update,
Right.
boom, done. There's no
Yeah, and if you guys have any problems with it, okay. So Ocarina of Time will not take advantage of the parallel emulator, so I do have to change it. So this is a good time for me to show you guys which emulator that I've selected.
Yeah, but you need to figure out why it's not loading. Like I said, it's 100% resolution issue where it's not recognizing and it's closing, right? Because if you check the log file, it'll tell you why it didn't load.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I mean,
Here, let me check
time.
actually 1 second. I'm actually gonna check my log file too because I just played a few N64 games that wouldn't load. Let me check what the log file says.
All right, so this is the GLES 2 Rights emulator high res. So this should work. This is what I've used for
Alright.
some of the other emulators or the other ROMs
Check.
that you guys have seen. No Mercy wouldn't load with parallel, so I've used this one too. So as you guys see, it's loading. Obviously, the clarity is a lot better. So level 1, I'm gonna need you to chime in here to let me know if you think the quality is a little bit better, or whatever the case might be.
I can't hear the audio on my end because I got your stream muted, but I mean, yeah, it looks all right to me.
It's not choppy; it's full speed.
Yeah.
I found the error. It says right here, cannot find display.
Oh God.
Whatever that
so
means.
do I need to downscale it to 720p to see it?
I don't know what that means. I need to look up that error. I've never heard of that error. Like I've been dealing with a lot of emulation here.
That
And
looks
I've never
good,
seen
man.
that.
Can you hit start?
Yeah, I can hit start. I just didn't know if there was anything here so everybody can kind of get an idea about the frame rate quality. I'll turn the frame rate on a little bit later so you got FPS, but dude, oh my God, this is high quality. I'm looking at it right here on my TV.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. I'm blown away, man.
Oh man.
And there's no lag. Like it's just ridiculous.
Very clean.
Hope you guys are really enjoying this showcase. Yes. So the Pi 4 is not optimal for N64. Yes, it is optimal. Yes, it is. So there's still a lot of tweaking, Hank, that we still need to do and figure out. This is the first time anybody has seen it. So even other people who have not been familiar with Retropie, with the Vulkan drivers, you're seeing it before they are. So I know that there's been other videos for the Vulkan drivers on the Pi 3, but no, not on the Pi 4.
This was the Supreme Ultra build was finished last night, like at 1 o'clock in the morning when it was finished, uploaded to the seed box and everything, and now it's out to testers. Because this is to my knowledge by the Supreme team. Like I'm not the main guy that makes all the main decisions. I'm just
man. Oh my God, look at that.
But to my knowledge, this is coming.
I've never even played this game.
December.
And I could tell.
Level1online, is your mouth?
Yeah, I'm what I'm saying. This is smooth.
It's not just the smoothness. You can tell that the
aspect
characters.
ratio is a little bit off, but I mean, it's triggering my OCD right now. But yeah, it's running good, man.
It's the way he has it's the way Keel has everything set up, right? Like the streaming and all that other stuff, right? It's all stretched and it's like a 16
I'll
by
fix
9.
all that a little bit later tonight. I was excited and just
It's
decided to
bothering
jump on
my
real
OCD too. Don't worry. It's driving me fucking nuts.
But while I want you guys to look at the characters on the screen, they're not pixelated. Like you see those little edges and stuff. It's all clean.
Oh yeah.
Like even the Nintendo logo, when it like when I was playing Goldeneye and a couple of the other games, you would typically notice like all the pixelization around Nintendo.
You know what's gonna happen when the Ultra comes out? Fucking, it's gonna attack like a bunch of vultures are gonna fucking attack it, dude. I just have a fucking feeling it's gonna get vultured. Dead piece of meat on the table. Oh.
All right, how long is this? Can I just jump into this real quick?
Is there any other? Oh yeah, there's just a lot of fucking text. It's just like Conker. There's so many goddamn texts. It's long intros. It just drives you nuts.
I'm just curious. Just if you could skip by this, I know there's like a town. Just curious to see, you know, how he runs. Yeah, this little green town.
Well, I like this because it's showing people if there's any stuttering or video frame rate issues. Because you get.
So I think our homeboy he's taking a nap right now, and she's gonna go wake him up.
This is clean. There's no stuttering. I don't have any.
Hopefully, I'm not confusing my games. I've never played this game all the way through.
This is one of the other N64 games I've completely beat. Like I've beaten a few N64 games, but this is one of them. I beat this, Conkers. I beat Super Mario 64. I got all the 100 stars. Bullshit. Super Smash Bros.
Here we go.
A lot of games, man. All the big titles I beat.
Right.
Get your ass to work. Link.
I like the what's it called?
That's Jason getting up for work.
Mod.
Yeah.
Have you guys?
And that's my alarm clock. Hey, listen.
I wonder if that's actually a ringtone or something that, hey, wake up.
I know MLP uses that as his ringtone.
Which one?
He'll be in the middle of streaming, and you hear it in the background.
Hey, listen. It drives you nuts sometimes, man.
Yeah, it does, man. Yeah, he used to get bombarded. I think he puts his phone on silence now because I haven't heard it.
Yeah,
in any of his recent streams.
Actually, there was one stream I was watching that Mario Run game, whatever you call it, the Switch. I heard some. His phone.
How's this look?
Oh my gosh, that looks great, man.
It's so kind of unreal, man, because I'm so used to seeing him like all messed up.
So I don't even need to bother with a high resolution texture pack if the emulator, you just use a high res one, it does it automatically. You know
what happened now? Now it's full screen on my end here. What the heck's going on here?
Oh, I made it full screen because I took the rest of you guys off. I mean, I could change it back.
No, I didn't know. I was like, what the heck? Change the resolution on spot.
All right, so I'm just gonna run around here a little bit so you guys can see the improvements on the TV. It looks really nice. I mean, but on the
there should be a command to roll. I guess you don't have it. There you go. Yeah, there you go. And then there's a training dummy. You got to go learn your moves on.
Okay.
But yeah, it's. I'm gonna drop off, man. You guys got this. This is what I want to know, and definitely, I want to thank you guys for your hard work. And yeah, anybody out there who doesn't know who I am on YouTube as well, Level1online, the number one, and yeah, Keo Daikin, thanks for having me, man.
Hey, that's right. No shills over there on that Level 1 channel. None at all.
Yeah, I say it how it is, man. You guys take care.
All right, man, thanks for joining. Appreciate it.
All right, peace.
All right, anybody in the chat, are there any requests, games you guys want to see tested out? If you have any questions, I think I have Killer Instinct on here for arcades.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of my last chats with any video. So if you have any questions, please ask them now. If you have any questions to point to the Supreme team, or if you have any questions for Keo himself, because this is going to be one of my last videos in this. because after this, the Supreme Team's fully taking over. I'm just basically, like you see the name Supreme Team Assistant. I'm just, I'm one of the guys that help make scripts for the Supreme Team and configure and update and stuff like that for them. I'm not actually fully part of the Supreme Team, I would say.
Yeah, Billy, I did already play Goldeneye. It runs flawless, and there's more attention. I would say the details are a little bit more crisp, so it's not just the gameplay. So yeah, I
Perfect
did
Dark
play it already.
N64.
You want Perfect Dark N64? Perfect. All right, let me see if because I was loading some of this already while I join. See if I have Killer Instinct on here. Let's see, Killer Instinct 2. I think this is it. So this is Killer Instinct. And then again, keep in mind, there's still, I have to check which emulator will probably give you the best experience with the Vulkan. I believe the default should be MAME 2016 on this.
Let me check what emulator for, I didn't really look this up yet. So what?
They just got booted out.
MAME emulator.
I think it was 2010 or 2003. Okay, so right now is what the heck? It's Final Burn Neo. That's I think it might be MAME 2003 Midway. That might be the best one.
I'm not sure what ROM pack you're using.
Yeah, that's true. So give us a second here. We'll figure it out. All right, keep getting bounced out.
In a second, I'm trying to figure out what MAME. So it's so on here it says MAME Dev supports it. What the heck? What do you mean MAME Dev? Here, let me check.
MAME 2010?
No, I'm trying to figure out what MAME versions.
I'm just trying some of these other ones because I do believe MAME 2016 runs this pretty fine, but I believe obviously not. I believe it's 2003 for this one.
Yeah, you have to pick the right proper, ROM set compared to the emulator you're using, right?
Yeah, let's see here. Let's try 2003 plus. Nope. Normally I check all this stuff first, but again, we just jumped on here, guys. Billy, I will check play Goldeneye again for you since you missed it. It will be on the restream, but it can't be advanced MAME, would it?
Yeah, it says on here MAME supports Vulkan. It says right here. I'm reading under the development settings here. It says that it is a Vulkan supported core.
So now that we have Vulkan loaded, we have to go through all the emulators and find out which emulators actually support Vulkan to make sure you're getting that full experience. Is Wolfanoz trying to jump back on? Because I have like 7 of these Killer Instinct ROMs. Hey, Doomy, thanks for joining on. The testing is going great. We've checked a few of the games already, so right now I'm just playing around. Is it advanced MAME? Because I do not want to jump in. 2003, 2000, could have been 2010. Mess, Fireburn.
But I would be able to help you. I just don't know what version of the ROM set you have.
Yeah, it's because I got like 7 versions of this ROM. All right, I'll check it later. I'm not gonna waste any time on that. Let me try Killer Instinct 2 really quick, because I have another 90 gig set that I pull some of my ROMs from, and so I know some of them work with different emulators. So.
Yeah, we have Parallel 64 installed already as an emulator. It's just not set to default because there's a ratio issue with some games.
Yeah, Parallel 64 works great with Vulkan, but some of the N64 games won't. What the heck? Who the heck said this? Some of the N64 games won't launch with it. All right, I'll figure out my Killer Instinct problems a little bit later. So let me jump on over to. You said Perfect Dark. Is that the next game we're testing?
Yeah, so what's happening with that you're seeing on here with he can't get the arcade games to load, it's because Supreme Ultra is not set to a certain core for the main library because there's so many different sets out there, right? That if you install your set, it won't load. So you have to pick your right set and look up what version you have to run it, right? Because if you,
All right.
that's why there's so many installed, right?
So Perfect Dark is taking advantage of the Vulkan drivers. You get a clear, crisp Nintendo sign there. Again, notice there's no pixelation.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
This
to
was one
play
of
some
the
games
first
tonight.
Xbox 360 games I bought, and I hated it. I got the special edition too. Still have that game, or did I sell it? Okay, audio's a little choppy. RC, what kind of experience have you already had with Perfect Dark on the Pi? It just seems weird to me because this game seems like it's built like Goldeneye, and Goldeneye runs perfectly fine. But now we're getting stuttering here.
Yeah, that's very odd, man. That's very odd. Let me load it up on my end because I don't. That doesn't make
You
any
know what?
sense.
Let me bounce the emulator out. Let me change the emulator. But it looks great.
Have you tested the hardest game, Conker? Yeah, Conker runs pretty much flawless. We actually showcased that as well. We showed 007, Cruising USA, Conkers, right?
Yep. So sometimes when you guys ask, is something done yet? Yes, it's done, but then there's initial tweaks to make things a lot easier for you. So again, everything you guys are seeing, if you guys just joined, I am running at a stock setting. This is not overclocked. There's been no tweaking done. This was completed as of earlier today. I just burned it maybe an hour or two ago, and now you guys are experiencing it. So I have not tested any of the games. You guys are enjoying it just as I am, and we're going through it. So hope you guys are enjoying it. If you have any questions, again, please let me know. The Supreme Ultra hopefully comes out December, around the first week of December, December 1st. Oh, you know what? While we're waiting, let me go ahead and read some of my additional notes here. Let's see here. Box 86 is now pre-installed with an updater. Okay, so it's running a little bit better now, not as choppy. It's still choppy,
Try the low res version. See what I think it's just the way the ratios are, man. Because this game's
yeah, this is all Vulkan ready, Big Billy. So not only is this Vulkan ready, this is also send-in ready as well. But with that, I can't promise anything because I don't have a gun to test it. The drivers are installed. They should work, but we haven't tested because I don't have any gun to test it on the Pi 4. And just to let you guys know, the Supreme team definitely deserves a lot of credit for the work because the send-in software for Retropie is not easy to load. And I think the updated version for the send-in software
why I don't understand why it's doing that way, the way it's glitching like that. It has, like I said, it has to do with like a ratio or something. Where's my controller here? I actually have these games installed, and I'm not having the same issue you're having on the bouncing stuff. I don't see that.
Yeah, that's usually the emulator. RC, it does run with Mugen. I'm sure it does, but Mugen doesn't take advantage of the Vulkan emulator. So that's some of the testing that may also need to be done with some of the other systems. So yeah, I mean, let's see. Plus, so like even GoldenEye still runs, but you're not going to get that high definition resolution with that particular emulator. The super early days of Vulkan testing is exciting. Yep. You want to join? We can always use an extra man.
Who wants to join?
So as you can see, the letters here are a little more pixelated. Looks like it's running fine. So we'll see. Yeah, you see the pixelization on the Nintendo sign there, and on the Nintendo lettering. I'll jump through some of this. Yeah, see, so I mean, obviously it runs, but you're not getting HD quality. So
And that's what I'm interested in, right? Because Level 1 Online is doing a stream later, right, on this, and he's gonna have everything like how it's originally intended, basically, like 480p, whatever, right?
right,
So I'm gonna
right.
be very interested to see that.
And again, my TV in the display settings right now is set for 1080p. So remember, in the Pi, you could downscale to 480p or 720p and get much faster frame rates. If you guys have watched my Sega Redream video when the Sega Redream was first launched on the Pi 4, some people were still getting 60 frames per second. But after playing around with the output settings on the Pi, I can now get about 200 frames per second playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So huge difference. And that's why some people still believe that they need to overclock the Pi because they're trying to run either 1080p or 4K. And none of these games are really equipped to do that because essentially the Pi, instead of letting the TV do the work, is trying to do all of the work and it's causing the Pi to have to work overtime. So I do have a video on that. Make sure you guys check out that information. When you guys can, I believe I have a Pi 4 playlist that details all that information.
Damn, Keel, you got 90 people watching right now.
Yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Hope you guys are enjoying the experience. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know.
Yeah, once again, if you have any questions for the Supreme team, please let us know as well, because we take this, and most people don't realize this. The Supreme builds are all, it's the community working on it, right? It's not one person, it's not two people, it's not three, it's not four, it's 10, 20, 30 people, right? Working together to make one awesome build, right? Like all the awesome developers that made, PyKiss, or Pi apps, or the themes like Hursty, or the intro screen like Keo did, or developers that made, the Dreamcast Redream emulator, Sinden Light Gun, the scripts from, the Supreme team and myself. Everybody's working together to make one awesome build. When you download a standard copy of RetroPie, it's an awesome, it's sweet. But if you compare it to a Supreme copy of it, it's like when you see a community getting together.
Night and day.
Yeah, it's night and day. You see a community getting together and putting their love into a front end. When you download,
let me see here. RC, do you notice any improvements with this? Because I've never played this on the N64. So anybody familiar with Perfect Dark, has there been any issues or any improvements that you guys can notice right now? Hey, good morning, Dan. Thank you for joining. You know what I think I'm going to do eventually, maybe for a podcast, I'll probably get someone who can translate English to Spanish just so you guys can get a better understanding of what is going on here. So,
you should show too. You should show some of the scripts, the desktop. People might be interested in that as well because there's a huge improvement in that stuff too. Like overall.
Yeah.
game.
So before I go any further, let me go ahead and finish reading some of this. Here, let me back out of this real quick. Some of the improvements or things that have been added to Supreme ULtra. You have more emulation themes installed. You have Windows 10 desktop. You have Shroot 64-bit support. Let's see. Supports over 100 systems. Obviously, you have the Supreme Online Toolkit. Send-in Light Gun is pre-installed, the latest version, which is what, 1.3. So you're getting send-in software automatically loaded for you. Has not been tested. I haven't tested it all, but it is there. So hopefully the gun comes before. Well, hopefully the gun comes before. The one I know Andy sent me got stuck in customs. Let's see. All needed updates and upgrades done as of upload. It has new Mesa Vulkan drivers installed. N64 Vulkan core now installed. Open bore. Loads games without the GUI. Sega Saturn 2D games run flawless. 3D games run a little bit better. So those are some of the things that you guys are getting with Supreme ULtra besides the track mode and everything else. So let's take a look really quick at some of the scripts we have here. We have your audio tools.
That has a huge improvement as well. The user has now full control over audio levels now, right? Before on Pro there wasn't that much control, but now there's full control. So it's not so loud when you boot up your Pi. It controls that too as well.
Right. So here you have your aim track, which has already been here in every Supreme build. Reset your controllers. So let's say if you want to make an image, you want to work on it, and then you want to delete your controllers and give it to a friend or whatever, this is where you go. And then, of course, you have your send-in light gun. So this is what everybody's been waiting for. I do have my light gun image pistolero. That will be launching as well. And then you have a test here. But again, it hasn't been tested, but the software has already been done and installed for you. You guys are familiar with some of these as well. I'll take my time going through them. And if you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Helps the channel grow, and share this video. If you have any questions at all, I am available today. I will be going live a little bit later as well, to give you guys a little bit more robust, more thorough review, just kind of showcasing some things. We'll be taking questions and answers, and I will be live streaming directly from my other program. So you see all of this in 1080p quality. So right now I am live streaming in 720p. Retropie tools, you have your basic system info. This is really good. This lets you know your temperatures, your hard drive space, what is your IP, your Wi-Fi.
The clear last play script has been fixed as well.
Okay.
Like a lot of the scripts have been fixed, right? A lot of them have been, because there's a lot before. There was a few issues, right? That caused things not to work. They're all been tweaked and fixed. Spelling mistakes corrected, right? Because the Supreme team is multilingual, right? So there's a lot of sometimes there's a lot of issues with spelling, not just from someone that speaks English, or whatever language they're speaking. Sometimes English can come out awkward, and for myself, I make spelling mistakes. I'm not the best at spelling, so it's good to have a team to go over it, right?
Right. So you have your Raspberry video output. So this perfectly sets up your Retropie to the perfect resolution that you need, whether you have a CRT, 480p, 720p, and then of course you also have your overscan. You have Hershey's themes. You have your regular emulations themes on here as well. Then you also have your marquee tool script. So this is where you turn the marquee script on or off. And I'm not sure, like, when I release my
it does
image,
more than that, Gil. You need to show that script off just quickly. Don't apply it, but just show it off.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, there's no marquee script out that does this yet. There's none.
All right, so this is the first look at the marquee script. So you can pull from your theme to marquee folder. I'll probably do an updated video on this, showing you guys where you guys can put your marquee scripts and stuff. You can pull from media from your ROM system marquee folder, mix art folder, pull media from the ROM system box art folder. So if you want to use your box art folder for your marquee script, you can do that as well. No other marquee script does this right now. The wheel art folder. So you guys are familiar with your video snaps, your media, your art and everything. This is the wheel folder. You can pull from that. Fix frame buffer resolution. You have that. And then, of course, this is where you turn the marquee script on or off. Now, some other people have already released a marquee script, and if you turn it on or off, if you turn it on and you don't have the other monitor plugged in, you get overlapping directly on your main monitor.
Yeah.
If I turn if I turn this on right now, even if I don't have the other monitor plugged in, it still knows that it's there, but it's not going to overlap on the screen. So there's no problem there.
I've seen so many. There's a few builds out there that have the marquee script installed. They're not publicly released. Like there's one on Arcade Punks. There's one in like Group that someone made. There's a bunch of them out there. Now, that's not the only build that with the marquee script on it. The most popular is a CRT build, but most of the builds that are out there, when you turn the script on and you don't have your monitor 2 plugged in, there is overlapping like crazy. You cannot see anything.
And then you also have the screen will sometimes flicker green, so you'll get that weird glitching with the marquee
Yeah,
script, so
a
you won't
great
have any of
example
that
of the green
later.
flickering was, I believe, the CRT build. That's not on the developers that made that build. It was on, the video drivers and so forth, because it was so bad you couldn't see anything. Everything was just going green and going crazy. You couldn't even have it turned on because it wasn't usable.
Right. Billy, yeah, I'm not sure if Wolfanoz is making a 1 terabyte. I do know that my Venom image that you guys have kind of seen me showcase here and there, I believe that might be around 600 gigs. So yeah, 1 terabyte, and definitely you probably will need an SSD for that. So I'll try to keep it around 512 if I can, trim the fat. Right here we have the front end selector. So again, this is the only Retropie image where you could boot to 3 different front ends. You have emulation, you have attract mode, and you also have Pegasus. I'm not going to show that here today. You guys
Yeah, you
can
can
check out my
also,
previous.
the script is also intelligent, or not intelligent, but smart. So if let's say you're on emulation station and you click emulation station, it will say, hey, you're on emulation station already. So you don't get mixed up, right? Like if you click on emulation station, Keel, it's going to leave you a message. Like just click on it because you're already on it. Don't
But
change the
but
front end.
but
The
boot to
little
emulation.
yeah. If you click on it, it will say,
Yeah,
hey, you're already on emulation station. And this is to fix issues, because if you keep clicking on emulation station, you don't want it to keep adding entries, right?
right.
And then your build won't boot up anymore.
Right. Can you tell us a little bit about the send in light gun script? Can you talk a little bit about that, or
Someone's asking.
no? I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you
So
could talk about it. So
yeah, sure. So the Sindon light gun, obviously, it's a new piece of hardware that came out by I'm not sure the guy's name. You know more about that.
yeah, Andy,
But
yeah.
the Supreme team had noticed a few issues when it came to the script. It wasn't user friendly for the Linux side. For PC, it's an easy to set up. You just download it, you run the installer, and it's done, right? But when it comes to Linux, a user doesn't want to copy and paste commands and drag stuff over the network. They don't want to do that. It's hard to explain. There's more knowledgeable people on the PC than there is basically on the Linux side. And it doesn't sound right. There's both knowledgeable people on both sides, but most users just want a plug and play experience, right? They don't want to go to the Sindon Light Gun website after they buy, this $200 product or $100 product, and then
Right.
copy all these commands over. It's just like, it's too much for them, right? And then they end up selling their hardware because they don't know how to do anything. So the Supreme team thought of a way to make an online bash script. I know you're still copying and pasting things if you're not on a Supreme build. You just
Right.
copy a short URL, you paste it into, you push F4 on your keyboard, you paste it in, and it installs everything for you. You don't have to do any crazy steps. But when it comes to a Supreme Ultra build, everything is pre-installed. So you have the testing applications, you have all the bezels pre-installed. Everything's done for the user. You don't have to worry about anything. So if you have the hardware, all you're going to want to do is plug it into the Pi 4 and then pick your resolution, or pick your bezel, your screen size. They're not preset, like as in they're turned on for you automatically, but they are there already. Because I'm not going to turn on, 16:9 ratio bezels for their games that support it, and you have a 4:3 screen. It would just cause too many issues, right?
Of
That's
course.
why the bezel project, most time people complain that that their video inside the screen is off to the left or off to the right, or the screen doesn't fit, right? And that's because of the bezel project is, I believe, 16:9 ratio. It's not a 4:3, which some people actually have, right? Like a lot of people are getting into the Retropie are arcade fans, right? You know what I mean? For the arcade mods and stuff,
Right. Of course.
they're using this, and that's what's causing a lot of issues with things not working. So that's basically it for the Sindon Light Gun. The Supreme team just basically made it a lot easier to install it, and if you have an Ultra build, it's already done for you.
Yeah, and if you guys need to update, it pulls directly from Sindon.
Yeah,
on
so
how
if you
they-
need to, true. If you need to update your build, actually show them the online toolkit after this demonstration. The Supreme team has made their own online toolkit outside of the Retropie, because Retropie updates from, everybody can break things, right? So the Supreme team thought ahead of this, and they made it so you can go to the, so let's say an update comes out, a big update, let's say, I don't know, a Vulkan driver comes out like you see here, like a master driver, and it breaks something. The Supreme team can see what it breaks and how to fix it, and then add the online fix to the online toolkit. So the person that has the broken build can just go apply and done. Or let's say, you know, a lot of people at Keel have that screen where it's just a black screen and it says Retropie or whatever the top screen there, and it won't boot up into emulation station.
Right.
A lot of users don't have to worry about that now. They just push up on their keyboard, and there's emulation station, there's a trackball, there's Pegasus, and there's fix my build. So if you go into emulation station and it won't load, there's a script there called fix my build. You just click on it and boom, it fixes everything for you. You don't have to do anything.
Cap this guy.
Are you on the parallel right now or no?
Yeah, I'm on parallel.
Yeah, so you guys seeing right now, it's a night and day difference right now. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stream, and you guys can't fully see the detail and the quality that I'm looking at right now because it's totally different. So, but again, I will be live streaming a little bit, maybe about 2 or 3 hours from now, showing at 1080p, 60 frames per second, so you guys can get the best look possible.
Yeah, we need to go through stuff and run some tests and tweak a few emulators and so far. Like you see already, a few emulators or a few games are not working. Arcade's not set up. It's just a random dump of games just for testing. This is a live test. So what you're seeing right now is what is right now without any improvements, without any tests done. This is just plug and play right now.
Oh yeah.
Any talk with Dolphin, GameCube, and Vulkan yet? Yeah. Dolphin emulator is installed on the Supreme Ultra build. It is on the desktop. It uses a 64-bit environment using Shroot, I believe it's called. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like SHROOT, whatever. And
to turn that on, do I still need to go through all the steps I did previously to get that to run?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
And it does support Vulkan. So if you want to go on there and try that, you can. It's still iffy. There's still issues with it, unfortunately. We're talking GameCube and Wii games on a Pi. It's there because it does play some games. Right. And the games some games that people want to play, it's just there. It doesn't use much space at all anyways, right?
Let's see here. I forgot.
I think they're running it on a 64 card to add themes and whatnot.
So yeah, if you guys want the best possible experience using Retropie now, you need to have an SSD or at least a USB flash drive, because USB flash drives will give you the minimum read and write speed of about 250 megabytes. So
PS1 games run flawless. There's no issue with PS1. Really hasn't been.
Yeah, there's never really been an issue with that. And again, I'd have to double check to see if those emulators take full advantage of.
Yeah, PS1 games have never. The Dreamcast as well. No, Dreamcast is not an issue because of Redream, right? Redream's out now, so there hasn't been an issue with that as well. Pretty flawless now with Dreamcast. All we have left right now that we need to kind of work on is N64 and what's it called? Saturn. So Saturn, we're basically 50% there. The 2D games are running flawlessly right now. The 3D games are still kind of a hiccup. They're more demanding.
This game? I forgot.
They're more demanding, and they're missing texture packs right now. N64 is about, I say, 85 to 90% finished. So now we have to go through each game. We have to change the resolution to, fit the game perfectly. Those little odd little tweaks that most people do. The Supreme team is not doing any of that. That's up to the person that downloads it, again, because if we don't know what games you're going to put on here, we don't know any of that. We don't know what ROM pack you're going to use. We don't know if you're going to use a ROM pack. Are you going to use Ultra for streaming your games with Steam Link? Are you going to use it for a desktop? We don't know.
Yeah, and I know I'm supposed to be getting together with Damaso sometime this week or so, and we're going to do a net play on the Pi 4. I'm not sure if anybody's actually done that, but we'll take a look.
Yeah, I've done a net play with Level1online a few times on YouTube.
Okay.
It's awesome, but you need to have a good stable network, or it's kind of like a. Ugh.
Right. Let me pull up. Let me see. Is House of the Dead on here? Let me see. House of the Dead. Now I know House of the Dead runs, but I know there's an audio problem with House of the Dead that we've been trying to figure out. We don't exactly know what's causing it, but it does run, and that is in my light gun set. But I only put it there because in case if there is improvements in the future, you guys do have it instead of not having something you can pull from. So if I stand outside, does that make me outstanding? Yes, it does, James. Thanks for watching, man. I really appreciate that. Shoot the lock. Oh, you know what? I was shooting it, but I don't know why it didn't break.
Bad aim, Q. Bad aim.
I was shooting it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So here's one thing that's weird about House of the Dead on the Sega Saturn. You do get the sound in the menu. Everything's fine, but the second you start the game, it's gone. And we've tried a number of emulators, and we're all having problems with that. The Saturn mode doesn't work, so the arcade is recommended.
Like if you check here on Saturn, like I said, all the 2D games pretty much play flawless.
Yeah. But with this one in particularly, it's just like trying to figure out where is the sound. Yeah, there's like literally no sound, so we don't know what's going on with that.
Have you gone to options, any of that? Have you gone through any of that, those settings?
Yeah, I've gone through a lot of that stuff, man, and I still can't figure out where the sound issue is. So usually, let me see what happens is, sometimes we spend so much time trying to find and perfect this stuff. That's what causes the release date to be pushed back. So just trying to keep everything in mind. I know somebody said we spend more time doing this and trying to perfect a quality than some of the arcade companies that are out there right now. I don't need to mention any names. You guys know who they are. And I know the arcade version of this game had a super gun code. I forgot what it is, but you can look it up, and it makes your gun more powerful. A sound audio issue. But any other special requests? Kill Supreme, I'm heading out. Great to see the progress on the upcoming build. Night, everyone. Hey, RC, thanks for joining. I really appreciate you guys watching right now. So I will be on live a little bit later. We're going to do a little bit more testing. Again, I just burned this about 2 hours ago. Jumped on here, went live, and said, "Hey, let's see what we can do."
You know, have you? Oh yeah, you haven't even showed that yet. So the desktop, man, that's a huge improvement as well.
Where is the desktop?
Pixel, it's called.
Yeah, I know it is, but normally is it under ports right now?
No, it should be right there in the
there it
menu.
is. All right, let me see if my controller is charged up. All right. I think you would set up like an arcade stick and put LNR on the controller.
PSP running Vulkan. Any emulator that supports Vulkan is pre-installed, to my knowledge.
All right, where can I go to test so everyone can see the Vulkan settings? Where do I go in here?
Gee, I'm not on my computer. I don't know the command.
Okay.
You can type in VK cube as I believe one of the command. Oh, you can't even see the desktop at all because of the way the screen's all.
I have it here. Which was it again? Is Vulkan info?
That tells you what version you're on. But if you type in VK cube, you'll see a demonstration of Vulkan running.
Is that it? Oh, there it is, right there.
Type in VK cube. VK cube.
VKQ.
VK cube.
It says command not found.
Cube. VK like V.
Oh, VK. CUBE.
And then cube. And then cube.
CUBE.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. All right,
That's
so there's
Vulkan.
your Vulkan test right there on the desktop. You guys are getting here. Let me see if I can move this over so you guys can see it. I know my ratio is a little off. There you go. So that's how you guys know the Vulkan is running full speed, and you have that going on there. I know another test. You know what? I'm not going to get too involved in tests because it'll push the release date back. But playing an actual GoPro video file that I have, which is an actual raw file of about 2 gigs, that's another ultimate test. And I did that on a previous version. It didn't work out too well, but
Yeah, Hursty is a good guy to work with. With Supreme Team, personally, haven't worked with him. There's been a up and down with Supreme Team and Hursty with the whole argument of stolen media. But again, Hursty has always been given credit in the Supreme Online Toolkit. His name has never been taken off any of the Supreme edits ever made. I know he doesn't like when we slap our name on a theme after we edit it, but you know what? That's how it is. We made all the edits to, we've actually started from the scratch making the theme XML. We didn't take any of that of his. We just simply, made a theme and then used his wheel art or changed a few things. And if things happen, we have no hate against him. We have no disrespect against him. He's a good guy, and we love what he does. But again, I'm not going to get into that because things may never change. But Supreme Team has no disrespect against him at all. We would love to work with him in the future with making new themes, but that would all have to be on him.
Is there another test I can do for Vulkan so people can see since we're on the desktop?
There's one little command you can type in just to see how bad OpenGL is. It's called type this command in. GLX gears. I can't remember this is before. This is actually.
Oh, wait a minute. Am I still in terminal? I should still be there.
Just type in Control C or hold Control C or just exit that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna just exit this out.
Because you're still running that application.
Yeah, I figured that. All right. Said GL gears.
GLX gears.
Oh, GLX. Let me go back. GLX.
And this is the check GL version of gears. As you can see, look at the frames per second it's running at. It's horrible.
Yeah, let me move this over so you guys can see it.
So that's running on the GL drivers. When you have Vulkan, it's like 200 to 300 frames per second compared to that.
You know what? Maybe I should have scrolled up when I did that cube test because I didn't see any of the tests.
I can't remember what the Vulkan test command is. That's for GL. I just can't recall what the.
So Vulkan should give me about 150 to 200 frames per second
minimum. It like that's just the very minimum. I'm just trying to figure out what the test is for Vulkan. Like I know what the command is, but it's not. It's gears. But so let me type this. It's Vulkan. Trying to find out the command. I just can't remember what it would be under. But if you want to showcase anything else, you can, because I don't know what it is. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
All right, guys. Sorry about that. The internet died. Really apologize. That think something got knocked out in the area. So yeah, we're back here.
Sorry about that. The internet died.
All right. So I'm just getting here back in the mix. So you guys have any questions? Yeah, America got nuked. Yeah, so this is pretty much Supreme Ultra right now. I'll go through the menu one last time. We'll take a look at it. Let's take a look here at my desktop. And I'll just kind of stream through some things here. Yeah, so usually I'm accustomed to streaming through a different program and everything stops as soon as the internet stops, but apparently StreamYard still goes through. So do you guys have any questions about anything that you've seen, anything about Supreme Ultra that wasn't covered at all? So we can kind of answer a lot of those questions now. So for those of you guys who are tuning in, I'll read this off again, just kind of go over some of the notes for Supreme Ultra. You're getting 3 front ends. This is a 27 gigabyte base. This is far more superior to what you guys have seen on Supreme Pro. You're getting the send-in light gun script. You're getting Retropie tweaks found in settings. You have a front end selector. You have PyKiss. You have PyApps. And one of the guys from the Supreme team explained PyKiss a little bit earlier in the broadcast. You're getting a Box 86 updater, which is pre-installed. Shroot 64-bit support is more stable, and you're also getting Windows 10 desktop mode as well. All broken scripts from Supreme Pro have been fixed, and new Mesa Vulkan drivers, which is what you guys saw me showcase today. So we have new Mesa Vulkan drivers. N64 Vulkan open board now loads without the GUI. Sega Saturn, the 2 games run flawlessly now. And to keep in mind, the N64, what I was using earlier was the parallel emulator. So not all of the N64 games support parallel. So we're taking a look at some of the emulators right now. So again, guys, that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. I will be streaming again a little bit later. I'm also going to test. I'm not sure if I'll do it in the live stream, but I will test a little bit of the Nintendo Wii emulation just to see if there's any improvements with that. And then again, we will also test some of the other games as well as the arcade. Again, consider joining or subscribing. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. I'll keep you guys updated about everything. Catch you guys later. You guys have a good day.